Hello, everybody. So today we have Dallisa Hocking with us. She's the heart and soul behind Spirit and Spark. She's a fifth generation psychic medium and an intuitive coach to guide people on their spiritual journey. Hi, Dallisa. Welcome to our channel.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you making the time for speaking with us.
Definitely. I'm
Okay.
happy to be here. It'll be a good conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So please tell us, where are you from?
Yeah, I was raised outside of the Seattle, Washington area in the United States. I moved away for about 25 years, and about a year ago, I moved back to the area. So I am near the water. I love living near the water.
Okay. Can you share a bit about your journey? What inspired you to create Spirit and Spark?
Yeah, I think that the company found me because I had a different company that I owned. And in 2015, I was busy being a matchmaker and I was hosting dating events in different states in the US. And one night, overnight, I was on a trip to New York, and that's when everything changed. The very short version of the story is that the last night of my trip in New York, a friend that I was staying with got a phone call that his aunt had died unexpectedly. She had fallen down a flight of stairs, and his family had called to let him know that she had passed away. And it was late at night, and so he went off to his bedroom. I go to the guest bedroom, and I fall asleep. And it was that night that his aunt came to me while I was sleeping, that had just died, and asked me to tell her nephew that she was okay and that she had made it to the other side. So the next morning I get up and I give the news to my friend, and he asked what she looked like, and I could describe her hair and her facial features. And that's what started everything. I'm fifth generation, so my grandmother had these abilities and her grandmother had them. So it's not a complete surprise that the gifts found me, but I was not planning on doing this as a career. But yeah, it started back in 2015.
So, what drives your passion for spiritual services that you provide?
Yeah, what drives me really is helping people navigate their lives. We all have challenges and things that we're trying to figure out about ourselves. And if I can help show someone that there's hope and show someone that they are worthy of the dreams that they have, then it makes it all worth it. So the people are really what drives me. And I do individual sessions, but I also teach group classes. In the group classes, there's people from all over that come to those classes, and they share with each other and they tell stories about their experiences. And so building that community is also a big part of why I do it.
Could you tell us about a memorable client's transformation that touched your heart?
Yeah, there are so many. I think that there are several people that I'm working with right now that are dealing with self-worth challenges. They think that they're not worthy of happiness, or they don't feel like they're worthy of having the job that they want or starting the company that they want to have. Um, and the one thing that they really have in common is that they're trying to find their voice. And their voice is so important because when they find their inner wisdom, their voice, their experience, and they can express that, the people around them change as well. It's not just them as individuals. But I've coached people in starting their own companies and being spiritual practitioners, and using their psychic abilities in a way that helps people. So there are a lot of examples how the psychic work has helped people, but the mediumship is the other side of it, which is that I talk to people who have passed away, and spirits that come forward during those sessions and let their loved ones know that they're okay. I really see the shift in the person, the client that I'm speaking with, because they feel assured and they feel more comfortable knowing that the person that they've loved so much is okay on the other side.
What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in this journey, and how did you manage to overcome them?
Yeah, great question. One of the biggest challenges has been that people don't believe me or they judge me. And I remember when I first started the company and I started telling friends and family that I was becoming a professional psychic medium. And there were some people that were really mean. Some of them were what I considered friends. Some of them were family. And they thought that I was suddenly possessed by the devil, or they think that because I make predictions that I should tell them about their life in order to prove that I'm worthy or I'm true. So there was a lot of resistance early on. But as soon as I stopped caring what other people think, then it got a lot easier. And so it's one of the things that clients come to me about is they feel like they're being judged in their own life, not necessarily because they're a psychic medium, but because they're making choices that the people around them don't necessarily agree with. And they're having to really release the judgment that's coming their way and heal that. So I would say that the judgment is probably the trickiest thing that I've had to navigate, um, at least early on in my career.
So, what are your dreams and goals for Spirit and Spark in the coming years?
Yeah. One of the biggest goals that I have is to grow the community classes. I would love to have people from all over the world continue each month to connect and come together and learn about spirit and how to develop your intuition. Um, I want hundreds, I want thousands of people that are in those classes. I also get a lot of visions where I'll see myself up on stage speaking to people and giving inspirational messages. I do have a live stage show that I do. I used to perform in Las Vegas, and my show is actually coming back this year. I've got a couple of performances booked in Washington State. And I love connecting with an audience and helping them realize that they're so much bigger than the body that they sit in. And I want to continue to grow those shows and have more performances, but also just help share inspiration to larger audiences and let people know that they are never alone.
Open Bridge is one of your. So, how do you engage and build connections with your community? How important is your feedback to you?
Yeah, I think collaborations is one of the things I've placed a focus on in the last few years is interviewing different people in my community, um, teaching classes for other people's communities and really collaborating in all different kinds of ways with astrologers, with energy practitioners, with other psychics and mediums. So that's been a lot of fun. My audience gets to know them, I get to know their audience. And feedback is incredibly important because we all go through life hopefully feeling like we're making the right decisions and but it's not until somebody comes along and tells us how they see it that we then have the opportunity to see it from a different perspective. So I think it's important that we always stay open to the perception of other people, and how other people see us and our services, because then we have a really beautiful opportunity to, be humble and be kind, and to see how we could make our services even that much better.
What advice would you like to give to someone who's just starting their spiritual journey and feeling overwhelmed?
Yeah, being overwhelmed is pretty common in people that are starting the spiritual journey. I'd say don't give up, because like I say it to my clients and my students pretty often. I'm like, oh, meditate at least a few times a week and journal a few times a week. And they give up and they don't do it. So if somebody can stick with a meditation practice, a journaling practice for at least 30 days, then I really feel like that habit stays with you. Because meditation and journaling are two of the easiest things you can do to build your confidence, to be more in tune with your intuition, to have clarity. So if you're trying to make important decisions in your life, you'll have that ability to really be within yourself and breathe and figure out the choices that you want to make. And you don't have to meditate for a long time. Typically, if you meditate 3 or 4 times a week, even if it's 5, 10, 20 minutes a day, and doing guided meditations, you'll see huge progress. Then the other part of it is journaling. One thing that I recommend is setting your timer for 10 minutes and writing at the top of a piece of paper, what do I need to know today? And then allowing whatever comes up in you, whatever you think your heart is saying, write it all out and just purge it on the piece of paper. And if you do that every day for 10 minutes, you will begin to feel so connected to yourself, to the universe, to the people around you, to nature, to animals, because you're really amplifying your sensitivity to energy. But some people may do it for a couple of days and then they say, "Oh, I'm so busy, I can't do it anymore." So at the very, very beginning, I would ask that you get really clear on why it's important for you to be more in tune with yourself and to develop your intuition and why you want to do it, so that you keep showing up and you keep doing it each day.
What makes Spirit and Spark stand out from other spiritual guidance services?
Yeah, I think that everyone has their gifts, right? And so if somebody
Absolutely.
feels connected to me and they want to, come to a class or have a session, fantastic. I love that. But I also don't take things personally when my clients want to go and see a different spiritual practitioner. They want to go talk to an astrologer and see what the astrologer has to say. So I'm very open to um, allowing the people to come to me that are meant to come to me, and then releasing the need to feel like I have to attract everyone in. I know that the universe directs people where they're supposed to be and who they're supposed to connect with. So I think that when people come to work with me, either in a group setting or individually, my hope is that they feel that warmth, like they feel that connection, they feel like I genuinely care, because I do. And I don't necessarily think that that's what you get from everyone. And not necessarily
Absolutely.
even in the spiritual community. I mean, you can find that with any service providers. You will feel drawn to someone that feels like they really authentically care about you, and you should, keep going to them. And if you feel that connection, keep showing up. So I think the difference with me, at least that I can feel and sense, is that I really care. And I trust and hope that that comes across with my clients, my students.
What are the some spiritual practices you follow every day?
Yeah, I love meditation. I know I've talked about that already, but That's really important to me. And I meditate before I do a mediumship session. Meditation raises my frequency high enough that I can connect with people who have passed away on the other side. But one of the things that I personally love to do is walk along the water. So there's a pathway that's in front of water, a bay in Washington State. And I walk along the water and I see birds and I see sea lions and I see the sea lions playing in the water. And I feel so connected to nature and to beauty and to love. And it's a reminder for me that everything is connected. And I encourage everyone listening to this, get out there, go take a walk, connect with nature. Um, it just fills your cup up so much when you can connect with the outdoors. Um, and I really feel like it helps me feel more peaceful. So then I can keep showing up for the people and the clients and the students that I have in my own life. So we have to fill our own cup in order to help other people.
What is life according to you?
What is life according to me? Ooh, that's a big question. And it's a great question. And it's one I sit with a lot because I feel like this is school. And I don't know if people really want to hear that, but I think that when we come here and we have a lifetime on earth, we are signing up for one of the hardest schools that a soul can come to. We have highs, we have lows, we have so many emotions. There are so many things that we have to deal with as a human being on earth that it is not for the faint of heart. Earth school is advanced and it has so many different challenges that hopefully by the time you're done with Earth school, you feel like you've learned a lot, you've evolved, you've grown as a soul. Because I do believe in reincarnation. I believe that we have different lifetimes where we have different learning opportunities. But at the end of the day, I really feel like life is a school. And then we go to the other side and we, talk about it and we recalibrate, we decide what we're going to do next. But while we're here on earth, I really feel like it's an opportunity for learning and growth.
Absolutely agree with you. So what advice would you like to give to your younger self?
So I would tell my younger self, don't be so dang hard on yourself. I was so afraid of what other people would think of me. And that's been a journey through my whole life, as a journey of really understanding my value. I was picked on a lot when I was a kid, and I always felt like people were mean to me. Of course, I had friends, but I always kind of felt like the nerdy kid or the fat kid. And so I had to really learn throughout the years. And it took me, I'd say I was probably about 35 years old when I really started to feel worthy and feel like I didn't have to try so hard. So, my younger self, I would just say, stop caring what other people think. It doesn't matter. They're seeing you through their own eyes, their own perspectives, their own life experiences. And what they think about you is not personal, it's what they're experiencing in their own journey. So stop caring. Just be who you are, have fun, and lighten up a little bit. You don't have to look a certain way or be smart enough. Like you're worthy just as you are as you wake up today. So stop trying so hard.
Absolutely. So, Delisa, I would like to thank you very much for sharing all this wonderful knowledge with us. And thank you, everybody, for watching this video. So, if you have any questions for Delisa or me, or if you learned anything new, please let us know in the comments. So, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Delisa. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. See you. Thank you, Delisa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.